Are you wondering what the housing market is like in Indianapolis right now? Well, stay tuned because that's what I'm talking about next. Hi, I'm Jillian. I'm a licensed real estate agent here in Indianapolis with Highgarden. Okay, let's talk statistics. I'm not a statistics person, but these statistics are so dramatic that I have to share them with you. So, last year, August 2019, to this year, August 2020. Now remember, we're in September, so the month is still happening. We can't talk about what is about to occur. We can only talk about the past when we're talking about market updates. So, last year in August, this year in August, sales prices of homes went up 11%. And you're probably thinking, well, that's not a big deal. Well, it is. Quite frankly, when we're talking housing prices, 11% is a big deal. Let me tell you a firsthand account of this. I know somebody who tried to sell their house in 2018 twice, listed it twice in 2018, listed it in June of 2018, and then again in August 2018. Now those are peak times to sell a house. This house is a big house. It's a big family house. It needs some updating, but we're talking superficial stuff. New cabinets, new kitchen, things of that nature. Just renovations, nothing crazy about the house. So, listed it twice in 2018, two different times. First time it was on the market for over 20 days, and then it wasn't working out, so the house got pulled from the market. I listed it again in August of 2018, was on the market for over 50 days. Nothing happened, so pulled from the market. Let's fast forward to 2020. The house, same house, nothing changed to the house. There were no major renovations, the exact same house. As a matter of fact, the listing had less pictures this time around than it did the last time in 2018. That house went on the market in September and was under contract in 2 days. 2 days, people. When it went on the market back in 2018, it went on the market about $219,000. There was a price reduction, a $5,000 price reduction to just to market conditions. It stinks when it happens, when the seller has to adjust their price, but they were not getting the traffic, so they adjusted the price and put it back on the market where it sat for over 50 days after a price reduction in August and still did not sell. So 2020, same house, same condition, is put on the market in September after schools have already started, are in session. Now, mind you, some schools are all virtual, some schools are in person, some are a hybrid here in Indianapolis. So this house went on the market during a pandemic after schools had started and was pending in 2 days for $10,000 more. It is pending 2 days for $10,000 more. That is how crazy this market is right now in Indianapolis. August home sales were up 13% in August. Now, when I say up, I'm talking from the same period last year. So August 2019 to August 2020 is what we're comparing here. Home sales were up 13%. So houses are flying off the market for top price. So you want to know the other part of this market update? Here's the scary part, at least scary for somebody like me who helps people buy and sell houses. Right now, my buyers are having such a hard time, and I'm going to tell you why. Because there is 49% less homes on the market than there were the same time last year. Now, we can all point fingers. It's from the pandemic. It's the rising cost of construction because everybody's home, so they've become Mr. Fix-It and are fixing things around the house. The lumber prices have increased since the pandemic. It's kind of crazy. At any rate, we can speculate all we want to, but the fact of the matter is there are 49% less homes available to buyers on the market right now. So what does that decrease in inventory mean? That means that there are over 3,000 less homes on the market for sale than the same time last year. So what does that mean? That means it is a fantastic time to sell. That's what I was just trying to explain when I was talking about the price increase of homes right now. Because it is a seller's market and inventory is so low that buyers are competing against other buyers and paying top dollar. It is crazy. Now is a great time to sell. You're going to get top dollar for your house. You're going to get it pretty quickly. Now, I'm sure if you're a seller, you're thinking to yourself, well, where am I going to go if I sell my house and I have to buy another one? There are options. It's a great time to build a house. Then you don't have to worry about competing with anybody else, and you get the house that you want and a house that you can afford that nobody else has lived in. Did you know that new homes come with warranties? Now, different builders offer different warranties, but how great is that? You buy a new house and it has warranties and you don't have to worry about crazy things happening when you first move in. Right now is an excellent time to think about building your own house. Now, pro tip, building a house can take a while, 6 months, sometimes longer, sometimes less. There's a bunch of variables and I'll get into that in another video, but just know if you're thinking, oh wow, maybe I should consider buying a house, start making those moves now. It takes 6 months to build from the ground up. There's just a lot that goes into it. It takes a lot of time. So just keep that in mind. Now, here's another thing that comes into play with the housing market here. The market, whether you're talking housing, you're talking stock markets, markets are all about supply and demand, right? So we know that the supply for homes is really low right now. So that means that the demand is higher than the supply. So that's why homes are selling for top dollar and so quickly. Now, here's something else that comes into play with this whole supply and demand. There are more buyers right now in the market because interest rates are historically low. What does that mean? That means that interest rates right now are below 3%. That is crazy low. Listen, I bought my first house after the market crash and my rate was just over, I think I'm at 3.25. Now we're talking, you can get 2.85 for a 30-year fixed mortgage. Now these, I am not a loan officer. Don't take my word for it. Do your research, but there is no doubt, there is no challenge that interest rates are historically low, which is adding to this whole supply and demand situation. So if you are thinking about selling your house and you feel you've missed the timing, you haven't missed any timing. So if you're thinking about selling your house, look down below this video. I'm gonna insert a link in the info part on YouTube where you can get a free comparative analysis of what your home is worth in this crazy hot seller's market. See you next week.